Welcome to In Plain Language. I'm your host, Vaughn Pine. This series explains technical solutions in non-technical language, so we can address those topics comfortably with our customers. By doing this, we're increasing our credibility as tech professionals, and that's what this episode is all about. Our topic today, Verizon Private Network, and how to have a conversation about it in plain language. To help us do that today, we have a very special guest. He's been voted world's sexiest man by IT Infrastructure Magazine 3 years running. And his book, Who Moved My Circuit Board, has been on the South Dakota Times bestseller list for 16 weeks. And he is a huge T-Swift fan. Please welcome Professor Scott Cushing. Thank you, Scott, for being here.
My pleasure, Vaughn.
I want to thank you again, Professor, for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Oh, is it all right if I call you Scott?
I prefer Professor.
All right. Scott, I just want to say your article on software-defined networks, that was a white-knuckle ride. The whole thing just kept me captivated.
Thank you, Vaughn. I wrote that when I was doing my doctoral dissertation at MIT.
Impressive. All right. Well, you know why we're here. Show's called In Plain Language. Our topic today, you know it, Verizon Private Network. Talk to me.
Well, Vaughn, before we jump right in, I think that would be beneficial if we took a moment and defined the term private network.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Are you telling me that there is a difference between private network and Verizon Private Network?
Audio, of course.
Enlighten me.
Okay. Well, private network is really the ability for customers to build an IT infrastructure or a segregated environment for their data so that they can communicate between their offices and internally without exposing their proprietary confidential information from the internet and the malicious resources that lie out there.
I apologize. I was getting nauseous at your explanation. Okay. So, I don't know if you caught the title of the show. It is called In Plain Language. So, I'm going to attempt to break that down. So if I'm a business owner and I need to communicate my data between offices, I would use a private network to connect those offices together so I could communicate effectively and safely?
Well, this might be helpful. I've provided a diagram for you.
Oh, God. Okay. That isn't helpful at all. So let's look at, this is how I envision it. If I'm planning world domination, and I've got a bunch of castles, and I need to communicate with those different castles, I might have underground tunnels connecting those castles together so that when I send information, it's safe and secure through those tunnels. How is that analogy?
That analogy actually works.
All right then, nailed it. Let's move on to Verizon Private Network.
Sure. Verizon Private Network provides the ability for the customer to extend the benefits of their private network into the wireless realm. So we take their wireless nodes.
Whoa, nose? Are we talking?
Nodes.
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 Got it.
Yes. So those wireless nodes then transmit data back through the radio access network, through the Verizon Private Network, and then securely back into the customer's data infrastructure.
Oh, all right. I'm going to take a chop at breaking this down in plain language. You guys with me? All right. So, if it's a way for businesses to extend that business network they have into the wireless world.
That's exactly correct. Again, I've provided a diagram for you.
Okay, let's go back to my castle analogy.
Okay.
Right? So I've still got my underground tunnels here, but if I need to communicate with my minions out in the field, I would send them information on carrier pigeons.
Well, the only way that analogy works is if your carrier pigeons are somehow secured and protected from the elements.
Okay. What if they weren't pigeons? What if they were hawks with armor?
That would be a natural extension of your previous analogy, correct?
All right. Nailed that. So, how does it work and why would a customer want it?
Well, sure. A customer would want it because they would want to secure their data not only internally, but for their users in the field using wireless devices. So we're going to create a starting point in the wireless realm, encrypt it all the way back to their collection point, which is their edge router at the edge of their network. This is going to allow them to control who has access to their network and monitor the usage of the data, because the cost can mount up quite rapidly if they can't control the data. Additionally, we want to protect them from viruses and malware that exist in the outside world.
That sounds bad.
That would be very bad.
Okay, let me take a chop at this one. A customer might want to use Verizon Private Network because it will securely protect their company information
Correct.
from malicious attacks and exposure. It will also be a kind of private party where it's invite only.
That works.
Okay. And they're also able to monitor the flow or amount of data moving through the network to keep costs down.
That's correct.
Okay. I think it's safe to say that I nailed all three of those.
You didn't get it incorrect.
Good answer. All right. So we've talked about Verizon Private Network, what it is and what it does. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the different ways to connect to Verizon Private Network. So, Professor or Scott, stick around.
Okay.
We'll be right back.